It's fairy co-host time. Hi. Welcome to SCR1 TNO Knitting Project podcast. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family, 3 cats and a dog, all of which could interrupt me and one of which has decided to this morning. Haven't you, little horror? This is episode 27 and it's the 22nd of August 2019. Right, I'm going to put her down so that I'm not distracted too much. There we go. So apologies if we get any interruptions. I'm going to go straight to my admin section. You can find me as SCR1TNO on pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Ravelry, Twitter. Not that I'm very active on Twitter. The podcast has a Ravelry group, SCR1TNO Knitting Project. And we have 2 knit-alongs that are going to come to the end of this month, which is for Stephen West Penguono and for any scrappy projects. So if you've got any finished objects, go throw them into the 2 threads on Ravelry. That would be cool. I will be drawing them on the 1st of September. I shall close those threads on the 31st of August. And I'll do the draw on the 1st of September and I'll include that on the following week's podcast. So the new one that we're going to have that's going to run from the 1st of September to the 30th of November is going to be for stripy socks. Now I am going to include scrappy socks in that because, spoiler for a bit later, they do look stripy. So you can do strappy socks as well for that, but stripy socks. And the idea is to use those precious skeins of stripy sock yarn that we've all got that we don't use. And I know Felicia has got some lovely new colours out, so that'd be fantastic to use that as well. So that's the new cowl that's going to start. I've got some prizes for that, which I shall show you later. I've got some prizes for the other cows. Yeah, it's exciting times. I love running knit-alongs, they're so much fun. I may actually take part in my own knit-along this time, bearing in mind that I've actually done nothing but socks this week to show you, really. That's my admin for today. So day 1 is socks, and oh, I didn't explain that bit, did I? If you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you. The knitting project is all about me trying to get through my whips, and I do a rolling 6-day rotation of whips. So day 1 is socks, day 2 is garment or shawl, one of the 2. I shall look that up in a minute. And the idea is that way I get through everything. However, I stalled on day 1 this week badly. And I have quite a lot of socks to show you. Now that's primarily because if you watch my vlog, you will know that on Sunday I sprained my wrist. Not badly, not bad enough to stop me knitting socks. However, anything too heavy and I'm finding it a bit of a trial. So I will show you anyway what I'm working on at the moment. So day 1 is socks, and I'm going to show you my first one because this is my brand new one. This is my yarn bowl that my lovely daughter Katie bought me for Mother's Day, I think. I think it was a Mother's Day present. Isn't it lovely? It might have been a birthday present actually. Can't remember. But it's a sheepy yarn bowl, and in here I have got some scrappy socks. Now I am doing a forethought heel, so I've got some waste yarn there. Orange there is waste yarn. And I'm pretty much decreasing for the toe, so I'll have this sock tube knitted today. If not, the heel put in. I might try and put the heel in too, to be honest. Now, this is from a set of minis. If you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There we go, if I hold that up. Now this is from the lovely Kelly of Lay Family Yarn. This is her new Iron Bridge collection. Really, really pretty, which I got on Saturday when I went to see her. I've got a few bits in acquisitions for this, but this one I'd already cast on. I actually cast it on in her dye studio. I'll show you the minis. So these are the minis. I haven't got big enough hands to hold all 5, I don't think, at the same time. This could end badly. I have coffee down there. But they're the minis. And then, yeah. And I'm going to use, this is some undyed from Kelly. This came with a different sock set, which I'll show you in a minute, which I'm not using for socks. So I'm going to use that for my heels. So my heels are just going to be plain white. So it's going to be a pop of undyed as a heel, which I personally think will look really nice. So that's what I'm doing with that. I'm using my own vanilla sock pattern, which it's just a 2x2 rib. I haven't even twisted the rib on this one because I was chatting. So 2x2 rib, and then I'm just knitting a tube, and I will put in a heel, a wedge heel and a wedge toe. Is it my new favourite vanilla sock? Don't think so. I think I'll go back to heel flap and gusset, especially if I'm using a speckled yarn, which I'll show you in a minute. But for the moment, I thought I'd have a go at the afterthought heel, which isn't a true afterthought heel because I use waste yarn of that one. So that was my first sock, and I've knit quite a bit on that because I could actually knit on that whilst with my wrist not being too great. So that's sock number 1. Now sock number 2 is hanging out in my Love to Sew bag, and this is from the Yarn Badger, and it's part of her celebration range, and this one is Invitation. I have got the first sock done. Isn't that lovely? It's so pretty. I have shown you this before, but I thought I might remind you what it's like because I want to try and get these finished this week. This is kind of a challenge to myself, is to finish all the socks this week. I want to finish all the socks and knit a shawl. We'll see how that goes. So I have cast on the second one. Oh, and now I've lost the ball on the floor. I have cast on the second one, but it is just literally a cast on. And that's a little needle keeper from Whimsy Stitches, which I won from Mina of Knitting X Pack, which I love. It's very rainbowy. Now, bear with me a moment. I'm just going to dive to get my ball of wool back. Seriously, I wanted to show you. You're not supposed to disappear on the floor. Isn't that pretty? So many different colours, and it's very sparkly. Very, very sparkly. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's very sparkly. So I want to get those finished. So that's my second sock whip. These are my emergency run out of the door socks, which I haven't really run out of the door and needed emergency socks, so I haven't really knit on them, so I'm going to give them some love this week. Then in here I've got all sorts of socks, and these ones I showed you last week I'm doing, they're called Brighton Beach Hut, and they're from West Green Loft Yarns. I'm experimenting with a much shorter leg on these ones because the stripy ones I made before with a forethought heel, the leg was too long. So I'm doing a much shorter leg on that. So that's the first one. That's the yarn, and I have knit on this one. So I'm going up the leg on that one. Right, it's a ball of yarn. It was a gobstopper ball, and that is the mini that's coming with it. So that's West Green Loft Yarns, and again it's a 2x2 rib, just a plain 2x2 rib, and it's got a wedge toe, and it will have a wedge heel where that bit of waste yarn is. As you will see, I've learnt my lesson and I'm using bright orange yarn now for my waste yarn, because you can't really see that, but that bit there is waste yarn. So that's my third sock that I'd like to get done this week. Then I've got my lovely Nest Point socks, which is a pattern by the Lonely Knitter, Laura, my lovely yarn daughter. She's not my real yarn daughter, but I've adopted her as my yarn daughter. This is an amazing pattern and she's released it, so go buy this pattern, it's fantastic. It's the closest you're going to get to a patterned vanilla sock. It's brilliant, absolutely fantastic pattern. Love it to pieces. And that's in Sherry Iris All Summer Long colourway, which is that one there. and I have started the second sock on that one. So yeah, Nest Point socks by The Lonely Knitter, thoroughly recommend those. So that's sock 1, 2, 3, this is sock 4. That's scary. Then when I was, if you're watching my vlogs, you'll have seen this. I'm clearing out my project bags, because I seem to have a habit of when I'm not, when I finished a project, of not cleaning out my project bags. So I've got missing needles, and I've had a problem. I've got a new cast on, which I'll show you, and I couldn't find a project bag for it. Luckily I did have a brand new one sitting in a drawer that I hadn't used, but all my project bags had things in it. Not because they've got whips in them, although quite a few have, let's be honest here, but most of it was just that I hadn't cleared it out from the previous project. So I found these socks. Now this is an MCN by Nora George. It's very pretty. So I want to get that finished as well. I don't know what it's called. It was really old. Yeah, no idea. It was sitting in a box. So I'd like to get those finished too. So that's sock 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's sock 5. So my challenge is, can I get all those socks finished by the next podcast? The answer is no. I doubt I can, but I'll give it a go. So, and then I've got this one waiting in the wings. I think this must be a West Green Loft Yarns. I think it must be, but I don't know. And it's lost its ball band. I'm thinking it probably had a mini with it at some point too, but it's lost its mini too, which is slightly irritating. But it's very pretty, so that's probably my next cast on as far as socks are concerned, but I wouldn't quote me on that. It might just ride around in the bottom of my sock bag as an emergency cast on ball of yarn because it's already wound up. We will see. So that's that's day 1 socks. It's probably enough, isn't it? There's quite a few pairs of socks there. And I forgot to say, these are hanging out in my Sherry Iris lavender bag, which I absolutely adore. And I think she had a couple more of these in her shop. I don't know if she still has, but she did have. Isn't that lovely? It's so pretty. I adore this bag. It's very much going to be a summer project bag, so I will put it away when we hit autumn, but for the moment I'm making good use of it, and it's holding all those socks at the moment except for the one that's in the yarn bowl, and so it's holding 3 pairs and the spare ball. Yeah, so yeah, day 1 socks. So day 2 is shawl day, and that's hanging out in my puffing bag from Busy Pottering, which I love this bag. Isn't that beautiful? So nice. And it's got a little camera as a zip pull, and then green polka dot on the inside. It's really pretty. Right, so this is a test knit. It's a test knit shawl, by Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast. It's called A Road to Perth shawl, and it's in collaboration with Brambles and Me. They're gonna now Brambles and Me are going to have kits at Perth Festival of Yarn, which is where this is going to be launched. And the story is that from Laura's house to Perth it's 9 hours. So she's done 9 sections to her shawl, and she's currently at hour 1, hour 2. Now I'm just going into hour 3. And that's how it's shaping up so far. It's a very interesting construction. It's good fun to knit. Quite mindless. The only thing you really need to keep track of is your stitch counts, but there are going to be sort of points at which you can do that. I'm about to go into the lace section, so I'll let you know how mindless that is next week. But this lovely yarn, which is so pretty, I'll give you a close-up of the yarn, is the bottom one, the pinky one, is I Scream You Scream, and that's Blow Family yarn, and the top one is her lemon meringue, which is what the sock, this was a sock set and that's what the undyed came with, so I'm going to use that on my other socks. And then I've got a little Progress Keeper, that's a little bunny from Corner of Craft, and a little leprechaun, and at the bottom I think there's a pineapple. There should be a pineapple. There we go, there's the pineapple. So this is lovely, and I'm using in fact I'm losing stitches off the end of that. Just Knit Pro Zings for this. It's done on a 3.25 I think it is. Is it 3.25? Hold on, I have the packet. Yeah, 3.25. Which I'd bought these by accident, was going to return them, didn't, and then needed them for this shawl. And this is what sparked the whole idea of emptying project bags, because I couldn't find a project bag to put this in. So I went to my new project bag drawer and I had that one in there, so I grabbed that. And so that's not been used before. And I was going to do it on a 3.75 because that's all I had, because that's all I could find, because all my needles are missing. And then when I found these somewhere else, completely different, randomly at a different time looking for something else. So that was a happy accident. But isn't that pretty? I love these colours together. It's going to be such a pretty shawl. Such a pretty shawl. However, the next shawl I knit needs to be blue. I desperately need a blue shawl, and I keep forgetting that each time I cast on a shawl. Right, so that again, that is the Road to Perth shawl, which will come in kits from Brambles and me and Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast. It's very pretty. I'm really enjoying doing this actually. So next week I want to concentrate on this and get this done, because it's a test knit. I really need to get this done. So I want to concentrate on this. I'm hoping that by next week this will be a finished object, and at least one pair of those socks will be a finished object, hopefully more. So that's going to be my concentration. So I'm going to go slightly off project next week just to try and get these done, sorted out, and because I really do want to get this done for Laura and get them done. So I'm knitting two of Laura's designs at the moment, between the Nest Point socks and the Road to Perth shawl. Right, so that is day 2, shawl day. Sorry if the camera angle has changed, I've just had to restart the camera. Right, so day 3 is garment day, and that's hanging out in my Busy Pottering bag, my travel one, which I love this bag. It's a really good size because this garment is huge. Now, I haven't done much on this at all, so apologies. This is the Understated by Joji Locatelli, and I should actually have a picture of it this week, which I didn't have last week. She's so pretty, isn't she? Got to adore Joji. Bless her. Right, so what I've done on this is I have picked up around the sleeve. Can you see? So I can knit the sleeves. Unfortunately, this definitely comes under too heavy to knit with a strained wrist. So I didn't do anything more than pick up, but I have picked up, so at least that means now I can just get on with it. I will magic loop this one unless I can find any more of my 4mm needles. So if I find another pair of my 4mm needles, I will use 2 circulars. If I can't, I will be magic looping it. And on here I have a lovely ladybird, which is from Anne of Busy Pottering. It's so cute, which I found in the project bag when I opened the project bag. Is that lovely? So I've picked up, but it's just too heavy with a sprained wrist. Now this is in the Flower Crown colourway, which is 100% merino from Stranded Dye Works, and I love it, and I actually can't wait to get it finished. And I know that my next thing I'm going to cast on, if this fits as I think it's going to fit, because I have tried it on, if this fits as I think it's going to fit, I have a sweater's quantity of DK from Kelly, Lay Family Yarn, in her vintage china, and I'm going to do one in that. So you're going to be really bored of Understated, but hopefully the change of colour will be exciting. I'm really sorry. That's my problem. If I like something, I tend to knit it a lot. I mean, the one I'm wearing, this is an ED, which is EDIE t-shirt, which I love, from Isabel Kramer, and I've knit 4 of these, so that's the only problem. I hit on a pattern I like, I keep knitting it. I mean, I'd like to do a proper boxy at some point, but I don't think I've got enough yarn, fingering weight yarn, to do it in one colour. I would have to fade it, so I'll think about that one. And it's a lot of knitting. At least with DK it's a little bit less knitting. So that's day 3, garment day. So day 4 at the moment is crochet day, and most of it is living in this lovely bag from So Beautiful by Nicola, which is my giant hot air balloon bag, which I absolutely adore, and it's absolutely chock-a-block full of minis. And to go with that chock-a-block full of minis, I have got a little busy pottering hedgehog bag, and in here is my Battenberg blanket. Now, I haven't made a huge amount of progress on this week. Again, I discovered that crochet was not something I could do very easily with my wrist sore, but I managed to do 2. Well, actually I didn't. Did I crochet that? I did crochet that one. No, I did manage to do 2. I was thinking that was already done, but it's not. I did manage to do 2. So I did that one and that one. And this is, the coloured one is West Green Loft Yarns. And also, that's where I got the Progress Keeper from on that as well. And this Progress Keeper is from So Sweet Violet. And this is some undyed sparkle yarn from Mothie and the Squid. And this is what this is looking like. Oh, look at that green. That green's really showing up, isn't it? So there's the pink. So they're the colours. Very subtle. Very pretty. Perfect for what I want it for. I'm really enjoying it, but as I said, crocheting was not something that I could really do with my wrist. That was something I did find a bit painful. So I'm using, that's a point at which I decided I was going to give up. Look, I did cast on another square, but I just decided I couldn't. Hook on? Do you cast on or hook on? I just decided I couldn't carry on. I was in too much pain. And this is a 3mm clover needle. I do like the handles on these. Definitely makes it easier. But yeah, I couldn't, I did try. I couldn't go any further than that. I swapped back to socks at that point. So that's my Battenberg blanket. Isn't that pretty? I do like it. That's another thing I just want to work on, but yeah, definitely my wrist was saying no way on that, which is a shame, but these things are sent to try us. So day 5 is my mystery blanket day, which is a mystery blanket I'm doing by Debbie Abrahams, only that is definitely on a hiatus at the moment. So I am catching up for the moment on my squares on my Cozy Memories blanket. Now, I do a square a day, but while I was in France on holiday, I missed out on doing them most of the days. So I am currently 7 squares behind, although as for this morning, I'm 8 squares behind because I didn't do this morning's one. So it's day 5 is now a catch-up day to get this done. And I've got to work out where I was. I am doing that way around. So I am using a set from the lovely Dusty Dimples that she did for Ramadan, and these are the squares I have done. The ones with the, this is all Dusty Dimples because I'm keeping the set together. It is so pretty. That is a really vivid green. That's very pretty. I love that one. So that was that side, so I squared that side off, and now I've got to find the side that's actually got some needles in it somewhere. There we go. Oh, found it. And then I started off going down this side. That I want a full skein of. That is so pretty. Dusty, that's gorgeous. That as a sock set, please. And then this beautiful lemon, and I've just gone into this very vivid lemon. That's today's one. So I think I'm on day Is it not in here? Oh, it might be actually. Right, that's day 18, so I'm on day 17. So I've done 17 of them. Right, it's so lovely. So pretty. And every other one of these is Dusty's own Progress Keepers. So that one's hers. And that one's hers on this side. And then on this side, there's a bit more on his side because I'd restarted again after last week's podcast, so I used them again. So that one, it's a star, I love that. That little heart. That one, which is a bigger heart. Is that round the wrong way? It's jewelled. It refuses to show. That's another jewelled heart. Again, wrong way round. And then that little snow globe one as well. So what I'll do this week is take all those off, and then I'll use all of those particularly for the next load of squares I knit. So whereas that one and that one I think are both Craft House Magic, I will use Dusty's for the rest of them. So that was yesterday. No, I worked on that. So I need to finish that one today and do another one to be on schedule today. So we'll see how that goes. So I need to catch up this. So my week next week is going to be catching up my Cozy Memory blanket, working on my socks and my shawl. So that should be next week's podcast. However, I'm a knitter and there could be a whole new cast on. That's entirely possible. So that's hanging out in my Busy Pottering Seaside bag, which I absolutely adore. It's beautiful, isn't it? So that's hanging out in there. And I use 2.5mm signature needles, which were a present from hubby for Christmas one year. They've got the, I don't think they're the stiletto points, they're the point that's below a stiletto point. And that's the mini I'm using at the moment. Isn't that fab? Such a pretty colour. And I love my Cozy Memory blanket, and I'm a bit cross that I've fallen behind on it, but oh, it is what it is, isn't it? I will catch them up. I will catch them up at some point. It will get caught up. It's also got a lavender bag with it. Okay. How are we doing? 12 minutes in. So day 6 is Scrappy Projects Day, and I'll be honest and say I didn't do anything this week. All of my Scrappy projects at the moment are at the heavy stage, and I was just like, that's not happening, so I knit on my socks. I haven't done any spinning this week, same reason. Didn't fancy trying to spin with my wrist. And that takes us into acquisitions. Now I have got a few of those this week. Not all bought by me, I hasten to add. So let's work this out. Let's start with, right, so acquisitions. First of all was the mini set from Les Familles Yarn. So that was one of my acquisitions. And then I also bought a set of 3.75mm chuggies, which I need for DK weight socks. And the reason I need them for DK weight socks is possibly missing from this pile. No, there it is. There we go. Kelly is doing DK mini sets. Isn't that lovely? I haven't got a particular name. They're very pretty. And I was like, oh, DK Scrappy socks. That would be awesome. So, that is what we're going to have a go at doing. I'm going to make some DK Scrappy socks with my needles. But I'm not going to cast them on until I finish some of these socks. So these are like next on after those are done. But yeah, So the other one I got is Rose Garden, which is a sock set from Kelly, and isn't that pretty? Now at that point hubby had bought me the 2 mini sets, and then I was like, that's fine, that's all I want. I love those minis. And then I realised I needed the needles to do the DK because I haven't got those, which is fine, that's equipment, so I can justify that. I was sitting at Kelly's lovely table in her lovely shop, and if you want to have a good look around her shop, go watch my vlog for the 17th because it's all on there. And this just spoke to me from the other side of the room, and I absolutely adore it. The colours, and I'm literally just going to make vanilla socks with these. It's so pretty. It's just going to be a vanilla sock with contrasting heels and toes. I love it. And as I said, this is Rose Garden. It says 75/25. So pretty. So pretty. Even the green's tonal, if you can see it. And that pink, beautiful. Right, so next up is Sherry Iris, and I bought, she always comes with such lovely little bits extra. Little lavender bag. And this is Geranium, which I know she's shown on her podcast and she was doing some pre-orders for. So pretty. Really pretty. So that is going to end up as socks at some point in the very near future. And I had her in this Countryside Sock Club for August. So if you've not received yours, just look away for a minute. It's based on, that's the picture it's based on. Isn't that lovely? It's the otter. It comes with a lovely little Otter Progress Keeper. And it comes in this lovely little bag with the lavender pouch and some nighttime tea sachets, which are brilliant, they really work. And then this is the colourway, so if you've not had yours, please do look away. This is for August for her in the Countryside Sock Club. Okay, you looked away. Here we go. Isn't that lovely? I adore what she's done with that. So pretty. So this is going to be socks too. Right, I've put it down, you can look back now. So yeah, they're going to be socks too. And I love Sherry Iris like yarn. Right, what's next? Okay, next up is something else I bought. And that is a lovely unicorn bag by Busy Pottering. I had to have it, it's unicorns for me, the unicorn balloon team. I love it. And it's sock size, which I think we can agree. I need another sock bag. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. And it came with, and it's always super generous with her extras. So a bar of wool wash, and this wool wash is brilliant. I can vouch for that. I've used it, it's fantastic. I'll see you later. And these gorgeous little Progress Keepers. Thank you, Anne, they're so pretty. So pretty. You can hear that as my husband talking to the cat in the background, I'm really sorry. Now, Anne is a friend and super generous, and I love her to pieces. And she sent along with that, she sent a gift. Now, one's for me and one's for you lot. And they are these beautiful Cornish bags, which I absolutely adore. Now, I'm going to keep this one, which is got polka dots at the top and polka dots at the bottom because I love polka dots. And it's a big drawstring string bag. I absolutely adore that. So I'm going to keep that one. And then I'm going to put this for the stripy sock knitted on. That's going to go in there as one of the prizes. So that is definitely one that you will be able to win. It's got yarn pattern at the top. It's got everything about Cornwall, and Anne being Anne, it has of course got some lovely little progress keepers inside. So that will go with that. Comes with a little hook, keep your scissors or progress keepers on. It's lovely, isn't it? Is that perfect? So that's going to go in the prize bag and be a prize for the stripy sock count. Thank you so much, Anne. You're super generous, bless you. Her bags are just such good quality. They're so thick and so well made. Right, so that's that one. Then my other friend, who's my lovely moderator, Katie, if you're on my Ravelry group, you will have seen her, has made this for me. Isn't that lovely? I'm trying to persuade her that she should sell these because they're so pretty. It's beautifully made. It's just got plain on the back. That's a little badge from one of my daughters. And it's a perfect size for an Oceans pouch. And I've got a pair of scissors in here. I've got scissors and progress keeper tin that hasn't got any progress keepers in it at the moment. Needle. So it's all set up, ready to go. And isn't that lovely? Absolutely adore it. So thank you very much, Katie. We all need to tell her she needs to start making them because she's really, really good. Okay, and last but not least, I was lucky enough to win a giveaway by Woolly Goodness, which was just amazing, to be fair. It's a lovely, lovely yarn. It's her 75/25 merino nylon 4-ply sock yarn. Those beautiful, delicate pinks and green. Oh look, that light's good today. That's her label. Isn't that lovely? And came with, amazingly, a little unicorn progress keeper, which I love. That's a perfect combination. So that's definitely going to be socks. Is this going to strike, Jen? I don't know if that's going to stripe or not. If it is, I'll maybe use it as a self-striping sock cow. And it came wrapped up in this beautiful, I love this toadstool ribbon. And my friend Katie loves toadstools, so I think she might get something with that on at some point. So thank you, Jenny. That was so super sweet of you. I could not believe it when I had won the giveaway. That is so lovely. I had a phase last year of being very, very lucky and winning quite a few things, to the point that I'd stopped entering giveaways. And I entered Jenny's because obviously it's Jenny and she's one of my best friends. And the fact that I won, I was like, wow, okay, so that's the first giveaway I've actually entered this year. And yeah, that's really cool. I'm very, very blessed. I'm completely spoiled. And I absolutely love that. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a pair of socks. It's so soft. Seriously, go check Jenny's yarn out. She's got some amazing self-striping at the moment. For the self-striping sock couch, she has got brilliant self-striping yarn. Go check her out. She's very reasonably priced too. But they are absolutely lovely. Her yarn is gorgeous. I love her yarn. So there we go. I think that's it for acquisitions at the moment. I have got the latest set of minis from Hedgerow Yarns, but I will show that next week because I haven't opened that yet. And there is a present in there that I don't want the person to see because I know she watches the podcast. And also I've got this month's minis from Giddy Yarns that I haven't opened yet, which I will do for next week's podcast. I just don't want to open everything in one week because I'm cutting back, she says. In fairness, I didn't buy all of this, I have to say, but because I'm cutting back, I'm worried I won't have too much in the acquisition section, so I shall save that one for next week. Yeah, so that's my acquisitions this week. So my next section is podcasts I've watched this week, which the answer to that is absolutely none. I watched The Lonely Knitter briefly. I haven't seen all of hers yet because I am doing daily vlogs myself. I'm not getting a chance to watch anybody else's because if I'm not recording, I'm editing. So I'm looking forward to catching up on all of those at the end of August when my vlogs finish. So I do daily vlogs. The 17th is good because that's the day I did a trip around Kelly's new shop, and the 13th is really good because that's the day the girls, which is my daughter and her best friend, did a trip around a local town in France that we call Strange Town. So those two are definitely worth a watch if you get 5 minutes. The one on the 13th, I think it's the 13th anyway, has a warning that it's not PG friendly. So that's the only thing I will say. I do try to keep it PG friendly if I can. Totally distracted by the cat that's just walked in. So yeah, I'm not really watching any podcasts at the moment. I'm looking forward to catching up with those. And then next up is Trips Out. And that I've got the Southern Wool Show. I am now doing both days. I'm doing Saturday and I'm doing Sunday. I'm doing Saturday with my daughter, my actual daughter. She's physically my daughter, bless her, Katie. And we're doing the Tunisian crochet class, which I'm really looking forward to. And then on the Sunday, I'm meeting up with my yarn daughter, the lovely Laura from the London Knitting Podcast, and we're doing a felting landscapes, I think it was, class together. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a great weekend. So that is the weekend of the 31st and the 1st of September. Now, my vlogs finish on the 31st, but I'm sure Laura and I will do something together on the 1st. So we'll probably put something together for that between us. I nabbed it from my channel last time, so I might do it so that she can have it for her channel this time, because she normally records on Saturdays as well, on a Sunday, so it will be Sunday. So yeah, that might work. Show notes. All my show notes are now on the Ravelry group. I have limited show notes at the bottom that directs you to the Ravelry group. Each show will have its own thread. If you have any questions, please do put them in that thread or down below in the comments. I have not checked on last week's one. I'm really sorry. I will do that when I'm uploading this one, and we'll get back to you next week. If you've got an urgent question, you can email me at scr1tno@gmail.com. And I will get back to you that way. An email, to be fair, I would normally respond to emails quite quickly, but also my emails, if you've been watching my vlogs, have been playing up. So not so much. But I have a list of all the makers I mention, past and present. So if I've mentioned them before, they're already up there, and if I've mentioned them today, they're definitely up there. And all the podcasts I watch are all in my show notes. So if you go to the episode thread on Ravelry, all the makers and all the podcasts I watch are all on there. All you have to do is press on the link and it will take you straight to their page or their shop. So I've tried to make it as easy as possible for you, because I discovered that if you do comprehensive show notes, you can't put them underneath on YouTube, because YouTube has a limit to how much you can write. I'm like, oh, okay. So now I just direct you to the Ravelry page. If you're not on Ravelry, I suggest you do that. You go sign up, because it's brilliant. It's fantastic. But if you're not, then let me know and I will try and send you a copy of the show notes, because that's possible too. I have got a physical copy in Word that I can email people. So if you're not on Ravelry and you want the show notes, drop me an email and I will email them to you. That's it, I think. I've just noticed on my acquisitions I have written down Hedgerow Yarns and Giddy Yarns. That's not happening until next week. I need to take them off. But that's it from me, I think. Live stuff, you might as well just go, you know, watch the vlogs. The only bit of major live stuff that I've got, which is great news, is that my youngest auditioned for a uni course for performing arts on Saturday and has got in. So she is off to uni, bless her, locally. Well, I say local, it's London, so it's not far from us, it's a train journey. So she's going to go and do that and train to do performing arts, which is her greatest love. So I wish her all the luck in that one. And that's it, I think. This weekend I have a quiet Saturday and Sunday, and bank holiday Monday I am back in Guy's uniform. It's our local fete and we are running stalls, and that really is, for me, is the end of the summer, the start of the autumn, and start of going back to guiding, because it's sort of our first commitment going back into the new term. So yeah, it's the summer is over as far as I'm concerned come Monday. Sad though, that is in one respect. I don't like hot temperatures. I love it as it is at the moment. It's a beautiful blue day today, really bright and sunny, and it's about 17-18 degrees, so it's not too hot, not too cold. It's really nice. I love days like this, but unfortunately we don't get them very often. It's either normally too hot or too cold in this country. So there you go, there's the weather update. On that note, I'm going to leave you. I will hope you all have a good week wherever you are. I will see you next week. Take care.